7.
She talks about Fiorano.
Fiorano.
What about Modena, where we used to test? That's where I
The
went.
Modena, yes.
That's
I
around
used to go.
where the wall was, all the way around, like the
Yeah,
city
when
wall.
Bandini was there and Scarfiotti used to come, we used to go to the Modena circuit. Mike was there, Derek was there. I used to go and watch them.
No facilities at all.
Really?
Just
Nothing.
like three little.
It was like Le
concrete-
Mans many years ago. Never, no toilet, no nothing.
No, absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
I've got a fabulous picture of me sitting in the Formula One for my Formula One test. I'm sitting in the car, and standing next to it's Mauro Forghieri, who I always had a great respect for and enjoyed his company. And he's just looking down at me in the cockpit of the car, and I'm about to go out for my first ever drive in a Ferrari. But there's no Formula One Ferrari. There's nobody else. I mean, there were no people. There was probably 2 mechanics and a trailer, but there was nothing. And the pit lane, such as it was absolutely deserted. And it's almost a black and white photograph. And he's looking at me like this. And I have to tell you what actually happened. He leant into the cockpit. He did make sure my seatbelts were tight. Because the first time I'd had seatbelts in a race car was '68. And he pulled down on the belt. And he looked into me and he said, "Derek," he said, he said, "if you crash the car, the last time you ever drive a red car, maybe a green car, which was the national colours of a British team, but never another red car." And I went off going, "Oh, lovely." And I sort of drove around the track and it was piddling with water. And I had intermediates because the wet tyres were coming back from the German Grand Prix. And I went through the little chicane and around this long left-hand curve. And as I went round there, sort of feeling my way, because I'd never driven there in the wet before, and I'd never driven a Formula One before. So I'm driving around, and as I go round, there is a 2+2 sitting there with the sort of condensation coming out of the exhaust, and Enzo's sitting in it, watching me. And not only that, but he was sitting on the outside of the corner, so if I lost control, I was going to take out El Commendatore on the way. And I had to go around, and I had to make my mind. I went, "Oh God, how far, how crazy do I go? How fast do you go?" The most important man in the world of motorsport sitting there, judging whether I was good enough to really be in Formula One or I was really a waste of space. And I went off, and obviously, fortunately in my life, several times I've had a dilemma like that. And somehow I always go just right, not too fast that I fall off because he's going to think I'm a complete moron. And another thing is I was not going too slowly, that I was also a moron because I was a bit of a slow one. So I did my laps and I got my drive at the Gold Cup and so on. But that was my sort of, baptism of fire into Formula One, if that's the right word.
Crazy. What was he like when because there were obviously all these group of amazing drivers.